What is up, YouTube? It is your boy King Beam back at it again with another video. It is day. What day is it?
Day 8.
No, it's going to be day like
13.
13. No, because 13 is a tier list.
I'm just making up shit.
So I think it's going to be day 11.
Day 11.
I'm pretty sure it's day 11. How are y'all doing today? Hope your day is going great. Today we're going to be debating the best Office Christmas episodes. You know, we're going to do a little rating and all that. Yeah, before the video starts, please drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a single video. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So we do have a special guest here today. Introduce yourselves.
It's the boy, 301 Max. Always wanted to be in a King Beam video since I was a kid, so I'm glad to realize my dream here today.
You know the vibes.
Love The Office, so it's a perfect video for me.
How many times have you seen The Office?
Okay, I've seen it like probably every single episode, minimum 3 times probably. Some I've seen way more. Like my favorite ones, like sometimes I get bored, I'll just put some on. Dinner Party, sorry, that one I watch all the time.
Yes, Dinner Party's really good.
To watch. A couple of my Goodbye Toby is up there, one of my favorites.
Goodbye, Toby.
That's a classic, bro.
Okay, so me personally, this used to be like my favorite show of all time before I saw Breaking Bad. I've seen the entirety, like each, 9 seasons?
9, yeah.
I've seen them all 11 times, all the way through.
Jesus.
I've seen Dinner Party more times than I can count. It's bad. But yeah, I am a big, huge Office fan. So yeah, let's just get into the ranking. At number.
Hold on, baby.
What?
I got a hot take before we start the ranking.
Okay, let's do it. Hot take me.
Overall, Office Christmas episodes are very below average episodes of The Office. That's what I was
Really?
realizing as I was preparing for this video, watching through the episodes. I was like, I feel like, granted, like, to me, also same as you, is my favorite comedy of all time. So, like, almost every Office episode is funny to me in some way or another. These episodes, like, I really don't feel like even the best ones are in, like, up there with, like, any of my favorite episodes, even of their seasons. That's my hot take. So that's just some context.
I can agree to an extent. Yeah, rewatching the episodes, they weren't like peak comedy.
Like there was a lot of them where
some of the Office
where
episodes
it felt like
are.
a chore to get through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like no Office episode really feels like that to me. Like on a more standard.
But like some of my favorites, I was like,
of course.
yeah,
Of course.
especially like my number one. I think that's up there, one of the best
That's
of
one
that
of your favorite
season.
episodes?
Yeah,
I think my number one is not one of my favorite. Okay, one of my favorite of that season. Yeah, probably. One of my favorite of the show. Not really. I don't think
Yes.
it's in my top 15 or 20.
Okay, but like number 7, we're ranking all 7 episodes. If you didn't know, there's 7 Office Christmas episodes.
Some of them are 2 parts, but we count those as one.
Yes. So at number 7, I do have the season 8 Christmas episode, and I think that was quite a chore to get through. I did rewatch it. There's this whole plot where like Andy, because Andy's the boss now, he's trying to like grant everyone's Christmas wishes or whatever, and then like his new girlfriend comes to the office, and then Aaron likes him, and then like she
they already dated, right?
yeah.
They were-
Oh yeah, they
yeah.
broke up, and then like she gets all drunk or whatever. I'm not the biggest fan of Aaron as a character in the first place, so this episode is just kind of mid in my opinion.
This was also my last place.
Yeah.
I agree about Erin. I feel like they had no idea what to do with her as a character.
No.
Like, her plot, like her kind of like, I feel like most of the background characters in The Office are like one-dimensional. Like they have the one character trait about them that makes them like funny, and they do a really good job with some of them. Like Creed is just really weird and old, and like that makes like everything he says funny. Like Stanley's grumpy, like Kevin is stupid, like basically all shit like that. But I can curse, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, so Aaron's, I guess, was supposed to be also being dumb or like slow, but I just feel like she just came off a little bit more annoying than like funny. Like I didn't feel like I really knew what to do with her.
I liked her when Michael was still in the show.
Yeah, in the beginning, like she had her funny moments.
Yeah.
And they were kind of just like, oh shit, like she's a character now.
And they had like a little like father-daughter sort of
Yeah.
bond thing going on. That was nice. But once
Yeah.
Michael was gone, it was like the Andy and Aaron drama. Not
Also,
a big fan.
I mean, just the entire like Andy as a boss like plot line for me. It just, I don't really know. They kind of, I feel like they really ruined Andy's character in like the last couple seasons. Like he was, to me, one of the more really funny characters like seasons 4 to 5. I feel like Andy Loki had like a weird trajectory. Like introduced to the show, he was kind of annoying, not that funny, and then as it went on, like he got really really funny for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
And then the last couple seasons, they were just like started taking him on all these weird things. I think
The whole like him on a boat plot.
him on a boat, and then he comes back and he's like a mess. And
Yeah.
like that. What was it like the like America's Got Talent thing? Remember?
Oh, yeah,
And
that
he,
that was weird.
It didn't make sense to me. But anyways, back to this episode. Yeah,
It's not memorable.
Yeah,
Like
no, it's not. It's not.
it's a cool little Christmas special, I guess. But like mid.
And this was no, okay, that was the next one. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like they had a solid plan for it.
No.
Like they were kind of making stuff up as they went along. I don't know, but to me, like this was pretty easily last place.
Yeah. So up next, number 6. I don't even know what this episode's called, but it was called Dwight's Christmas, the one with Belschnickel. This one was pretty. I thought it was pretty nice. I disliked the other ones better, but I didn't dislike this one at all. This is like Dwight had his own like version of Christmas or whatever. It was like a German thing, and then Belschnickel is like, I don't know, he's some creature or something. And Dwight was doing all of these weird,
Like weird German Santa Claus.
Christmas rituals, and then Jim, he had to like leave. Oh, was this season 9?
Yeah, this is season 9.
Yes, Jim had to leave to go to Philly because he was like about to get this new job as like this like basketball sports dude or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's about to leave. And then Dwight gets kind of like butthurt because like he wanted Jim there. They have a good little love-hate bromance going on there. And then Jim shows back up at the end to celebrate a Dwight Christmas, and it was really nice. I enjoyed it. It's just not as strong as the other episodes on the list, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we have the same 6th place as well.
Yeah.
We do have differences, guys, I promise. But first 2 weeks had the same. You basically summarized how I feel about it pretty well. There's like one thing, and I feel like once you get to this point of the show, like there's just certain plot lines that like, I mean, no Michael hurts like every episode of The Office that he's not in. Like that's just gonna make it less funny than the ones that he is in to me. I thought the Belschnickel thing was like pretty funny. There were some moments in that were really funny.
Like the little bowl thing.
Yeah,
that was nice.
And yeah, I don't know. Like when they're reading about it online, and he's like, it says they do blackface here, and Dwight's like, guys, we don't do that anymore. And he like texts his boy, and he like and he like goes Nate or whatever, like goes running out the parking lot in blackface. It's like that part's really funny. Like to me, there's definitely jokes in this one that are like super funny. Just like the plot lines as a whole, like I feel like I care a little bit less at this point. The Jim and Pam stuff, like in season 9, like obviously like Jim and Pam are great characters, but I felt a little repetitive, and like I don't know about you, but I didn't much care about Jim's like new job plotline.
No.
So it was all that. It was funny, like Daryl getting mad about it.
Oh yeah, and then he fell on the table and stuff.
He
Yeah,
gets,
that
like,
was mad.
drunk and yells at him. Like that part's funny.
But yeah,
the
like
actual
the-
like Jim leaving. I
The
didn't
whole
like it.
Jim and Pam plotline in season 9 is hit or miss. Like
Yeah,
they
definitely.
didn't have to make all the drama for real.
I
Like,
felt like they just needed something to like drive the story. And
Yeah.
so, like, that's what they went with. But I don't know if that was like, to me, that was not like some of the strongest stuff that they did. But
No.
still had some really funny moments, like we said.
Yeah. All right. So here's where our lists differ. At number 5, I have the season 2 episode Christmas Party. All right. The rest of the episodes on this list, they just do it more for me. But like season 2, it was a solid first little Christmas special. Michael was. Oh, this is the one where Michael bought the iPod for Ryan, and then they had like the little like, what was it, Yankee swap, because he didn't like his little oven mitt. That was a funny bit. He didn't like the oven mitt that Phyllis gave him because it was too cheap for him. What was your number 5?
My number 5 was Classy Christmas. That's the one where Michael finds out Holly's coming back, and so he like revamps their entire Christmas party because he needs it to be like nice for Holly because he wants her to like love it or whatever, and he's trying to like get her back. This one kind of similar to the last one that I talked about. The funny moments are like really funny. Some of the plot stuff, like I don't know, like Michael and Holly to me are like more compelling, but
Yes.
this part is a little bit like tough to watch. It's just like you don't like to see Michael like self-sabotage, like when he like messes up her Woody doll and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That part's less funny and more like kind of sad, which I feel like in a Christmas special, you don't necessarily want like those
That's true.
type of moments. Like it didn't feel like very in the place of the episode to me. But there's like some really really funny stuff here. Obviously,
Okay.
Michael's always just gonna be funny. Like and
Favorite
the reason Holly comes back is because Toby's getting put on like the jury. And
Oh
like,
yeah, the Scranton Strangler. Yeah.
And Michael just keeps telling him like nobody cares, like all this stuff. That part's always hilarious. Yeah, there's some funny like subplots in this one too, but
Okay.
to me, not as funny as some of the other ones higher up on the list. Not like the plots aren't as interesting as some of the other ones higher up on the list, but
That's how I feel about season 2, because like I feel like it was a cool little introduction to Christmas episodes, but I feel like the other ones they just like got funnier until seasons 8 and 9.
I could spoil like I have season 2, The Place Above This.
Yeah.
Like I just found like some of the stuff in season 2 like honestly these are pretty like interchangeable for me because they have some of the similar flaws. Like season 2, Michael's still like a little bit too like mean spirited. I want to say like yeah, it's funny, but like he's a little bit less easy to root for in my opinion.
Yeah.
Versus like as you get like further into seasons, like he's always an idiot, but he's more like
He becomes a lovable idiot as time goes on.
Of course, like him getting pissed at Phyllis for the oven mitt is like hilarious. Like I laughed really hard when I watched that. But also, you do like part of you does like kind of feel bad, like just watching it.
Yeah.
Even if, like that's the whole point of the joke.
See, my next one on the list, Moroccan Christmas, I have that one on number 4 because I felt like the whole intervention plot line, I was like, okay, like it's funny, but like, is this Christmas episode material? I didn't really think so. Like, I felt like it was a big like stoppage in the story that I didn't like.
I have a different opinion on that one. We'll have to wait till we get to that spot on my list to
Okay.
discuss it. But to me, Moroccan is up there. You'll see.
Okay. At number 3, I have Classy Christmas. I have it at number 3 because I thought, the entire episode was funny. I love Michael and Holly, so this one was obviously going to be higher up on the list for me. And Michael's little, like, classy Christmas fit with his robe and little hat, like, that's just peak for me. And then Dwight and Jim were having, like, the little snowball fight
that's
thing. That was good. That was the first time Dwight ever, like, won against Jim. Like, Classy Christmas? That's
the ending
peak.
of that is pretty good when he's like, and they come out
Yeah, he comes up
just has, like,
the
all
snowman. Yeah.
and Dwight's like watching him from the roof. Or whatever. Yeah, no, it was good to see like Dwight like beat Jim in a little
what I'm
like
saying.
prank off. Like I like that they threw that in
Yes.
there, so it's not just always Jim like messing with him, even though those are always funny.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 3 was Benihana. I think it's season 3.
Yeah.
That's another one where Michael gets broken up with because he taped his face over Carol's Christmas card with her ex-husband. And he tries to like buy her tickets on a cruise to like make up for it, and she gets pissed and like breaks up with him.
Jamaica, all inclusive.
Sandals, Jamaica.
Yes.
That's a pretty. This one's just really funny to me. Like I said, like I feel like my top 3 are all just like to me like I said at the beginning, not top tier episodes of The Office, but like very solid Office episodes. Like I would never consider them like. I would consider them above average, probably.
Yeah.
And Benihana is one of them. Like the plot line where I don't know why they go to Benihana. I think it's like when Andy's like really trying to like, basically just like get he's like brown nosing Michael basically, and he's like, let's go to Benihana, like we'll cheer you up or whatever. And they bring like the 2 Asian waitresses home for the dates,
Yes.
and Michael marks his so he remembers who she is. And yeah, I mean this was just funny start to finish. It's like I said, like it's also kind of. There's a weird thing that the writers did where like they made the Christmas episodes kind of sad. Like
That's true.
they don't.
All
like,
of them
like,
really
the
are.
lighthearted part.
Looking at my list, all the Christmas episodes are kind of sad. I mean, season 2, kind of, but like not really. But the rest of them are kind of sad, low-key.
Yeah, for sure. Which is
That's
weird.
interesting.
And like maybe that's why like I don't like necessarily like resonate with them as much. But the main plot line is this one is really strong. I think some of the subplots were a little more like less funny to me or more boring maybe, and that's why it was like not quite in my top 2. But
Interesting.
Still a solid episode for me.
All right. At number 2, I have Benihana Christmas. I love the little subplots. The whole Pam and Karen getting together and being friends to like take down Angela's party planning committee. They became the committee that plans parties. And at first Jim was like, whoa, my ex and my girl are like becoming friends. And then he kind of accepted it. And then The whole I love. There's like this one whole sequence where Andy's like, "Yo, boss, we should go to Benihana's," and then what is Michael? Oh yeah, he says he needs his posse. He goes out in the office. He's like, "Guys, we're going to Asian Hooters." And
he's like Dwight Ryan Jim.
Yes. And then he gives that little monologue where he's like, he says so. He was like, "Bros before hoes" or whatever, and then he was like, "And then she ain't your hoe, no mo." I like that part.
As he gets just progressively like more depressed.
Yes. And then I love the two parties and how everyone hated Angela's, and then they made up at the end. And then my favorite part of the episode is at the end where Jim, he's telling Michael about rebounds and how he rebounded after Carol, and then Jim realized that Karen is his rebound after Pam. It's like, damn, like.
There's like every once in a while, like
yeah.
I want to say like a couple times the entire show where like Michael and Jim will just have like a serious conversation going randomly. Like, Jim doesn't necessarily always take him serious, but like every once in a while he drops a couple bars on him. There's the one where he's like the boss, you know, at the end.
Yeah.
He's, like, talking about why he always says that's what she said. I feel like this is kind of similar to that. I like that touch. As far as like I guess just to clarify, like as far as the Pam and Karen plotline, like I didn't really have an issue with it. I guess to me it just like wasn't as good as some of the other stuff.
Okay.
My number 2 is, I don't remember the official name, but it's the one with Phyllis and Michael, where they're both Santa, and Michael gets pissed that Phyllis is Santa, and so he like turns his Santa costume into a Jesus costume.
Yes.
So this was a tough one for me deciding which was gonna be number 2, number 1, but the reason I ended up putting this at number 2, like the only thing I could say negative about it is like I do feel like it's very much like carried by the central plot line. Like I was kind of watching it and it sort of seemed like it was a little bit weirdly edited together, which was like something I was just noticing, like for whatever reason. But like central plotline is so funny. That does have some of like the funniest jokes out of any of the Christmas episodes to me. Like when Michael's just sitting there dressed as Jesus, just like hating on shit in the back. Like it always has me like cracking up, like telling Stanley he's gonna go to hell and like all this stuff. And yeah, I mean that part is just so hilarious. Kevin sitting on his lap,
yes,
and he's like can't breathe, and he's like trying to get through it or whatever. So yeah, that's a really great one to me. It is my number 2, just below my number 1, which is Moroccan. I know you said it wasn't up there for you. To me,
that's your number 1. Okay, I need to see why this is your number 1.
All right, so to me, I really like the rehab plotline. Like, it does stop things. I know what you mean. And I could see like why that would bother you, but to me it's so funny that like Michael just like doesn't really understand like what the concept of an intervention is, and like I forget. Oh man, there's a testimonial where like they cut the camera to him and he's like talking to the cameras about like what a intervention is, and he has like a really hilarious like explanation of it. It's just like so wrong. I forget exactly what he says. I don't want to butcher it, but like it's so funny. And also just like the part that always sticks out in my brain like from this episode is just him just like dragging Meredith into the rehab center.
Yeah.
And he's like turns to the lady, he's like, I have a deposit. Like where should I put it?
And then she's like, you can't bring anyone in here unwillingly.
Yeah. And I think the reason like this number 1 above some of the other ones to me is like I just found the whole episode like as a whole, beyond just being funny, like compelling and like the most like well put together. Like the side plots are like really good. This is when Phyllis has been like blackmailing Angela essentially because she knows that she had an affair with Dwight.
Oh, this was the episode, and it was so awkward because Andy came in out of nowhere like right after she told everyone, and they're like,
and like that throws like a whole like changes the show's trajectory where she's like tells the whole office like. Because Angela's like basically like she's like, you won't, like I know you're not gonna say anything, so like I'm not gonna listen to you anymore. And Phyllis just like decides she had enough and like tells everybody. And then like Andy comes in and like doesn't realize that everyone just got told. He keeps like playing his little guitar in the corner or whatever. So yeah, like I think that's what makes it like to me. Probably Phyllis and Michael, maybe even Benihana, like those two might have been a little funnier, but like the episode as a whole, like in terms of like importance to the show.
Okay,
like, that's why I put it at number 1.
Quick little sidebar before I talk about my number 1. The whole like subplot where Angela was cheating on Andy with Dwight. I think that's like some of my favorite parts of The Office when they like kept going into the warehouse
Yeah,
in that little room.
Like that love triangle to me is like better than any other like
Yes,
relationship.
I really enjoyed that. But yeah, my number one is the one where Michael dresses up as Jesus. One of my favorite like behind the scenes things of The Office is when Kevin sits on Michael. They weren't expecting him to do it for so long, and then what's his name? Scott Carroll. I'm pretty sure that's Steve Carell. Like that's like his actual genuine reaction. And then like if you look in the background, Ed Helms, he had to like walk out of the shot because he was laughing so hard. Like I love that part. And then like a lot of the jokes that Michael makes in this show wouldn't be like aired today, and I think it like. They're so funny though. Like he makes a lot of like sexist and racist comments, but they're so funny. And in this episode, because he doesn't think that a woman can be Santa, especially Phyllis. It's just so funny. And then yeah, he gets mad and he dresses up as Jesus because it's Jesus's birthday, and he thinks that they should like give him more attention instead of Phyllis because like it's his day. And then I think there was some other subplot where like.
Has some Sorry to cut you off. This has some classic, just like Michael saying stuff wrong.
Yes.
I don't know why those are always so funny, but like he calls David Wallace to complain about Phyllis being Santa, and he's
that's what happened.
He's like, Phyllis, has you slurped my role as Santa?
Has you slurped my role as Santa?
And he's like, guess who I'm sitting here dressed as? He's like, he has the power of flight. He can cure leopards, and just like for some reason him saying those things to his boss, like, there's a whole like. I think literally the Office YouTube account has put up like a compilation of Michael just saying stuff wrong.
Yes.
And I like it's just hilarious to me for some reason. Those always get me.
You're going to hell, Stanley.
Yeah.
H-E double hockey stick.
Yeah, he said H-E-L-L
H-E-L-L double hockey sticks. This episode, I think it's just the funniest out of all of them. And I think that's why it's my favorite. Michael dresses Jesus is just peak.
Definitely.
Michael's him for real. And then something big happened at it. Like, didn't like...
Yo,
they're like about to go bankrupt or something?
David Wallace gets like fired.
Oh, yeah. That's where David Wallace got fired.
And so then Michael comes in and like tells everyone basically they're going to get fired. But they're not. And so like on the phone, like on speakerphone, David Wallace is like, yeah, just I'm getting fired. And they all start like celebrating.
It's like a Christmas miracle.
Michael like stands up on the desk. He's like, it's a Christmas miracle.
Yes, that's why it's my favorite. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section down below, what is your ranking of the Office Christmas episodes if you've seen them? Max, thanks for coming on here. King Beam Video, how was your experience?
Fantastic, man. Come true.
Thank you. Anything you want to say to the viewers before you leave?
Subscribe to King X Beam, man. We gotta hit 500 subs before December 31st.
Amen. Thank you. Like he said, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, turn on post notifications, and yeah, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.